Welcome to Powerfully You. I'm your host, Shareatha. I help emotionally wounded, spiritually curious people heal from trauma and reclaim their voice so that they can stop people pleasing, start living their truth, and turn their pain into power. So grab your tea, take a seat, and let's talk healing. Have you ever sat back and thought, why do I keep ending up in the same type of relationships? Why do we keep attracting people who trigger the same exact wounds? It's like no matter how much we grow, certain people show up and pull us right back into that old stinking feeling, that pain, that anger, and that sadness. Like we're not enough, like we're too much. Like love has to be earned. I know I'm not alone in this because if you're listening to this podcast, chances are you felt it too. Excuse my phone. You've been the one holding everything together, even while falling apart. You've been the one who gave until it hurt, thinking maybe this time someone will see you, and they didn't. You've been the one who stayed quiet to keep the peace, and then you still didn't have peace as much as you tried to stay quiet. Who smiled through betrayal, who learned to call survival love. Let's be real. We didn't just live through dysfunction, we normalized it and learned how to function throughout the world with it. Let's talk about mirrors. Our parents, they couldn't love us in the way we needed. Not because we weren't lovable, but because they didn't have the tools in their emotional tool bag. They were emotionally unavailable, inconsistent, and dismissive. We were taught to ignore our needs so that we wouldn't be a burden to our stressed out, emotionally immature parents. Their wounds, avoidance, our wounds. I have to be easy to love. So we became the caretakers, the peacekeepers, and the overachievers. Then we became parents, and suddenly we were faced with the truth. Our kids weren't just triggering us, they were reflecting us. The guilt, the pressure, the fear of messing them up like we were, trying to unlearn while we parent, trying to break generational cycles with nothing but intuition, trauma, and therapy. We give them more than we have, but sometimes it still doesn't feel enough because their love, their resistance, their demands mirror our deepest fear. If I stop sacrificing, I'm not a good parent. But we are. We're more than good because we want them to have better childhoods than we had. We choose them before ourselves, unlike our parents. We want them to have a healthy parent so that they can have a healthy life. We're just healing while raising healers. Then there's love. Romantic partners, had enough of those, who said they wanted our strength until we actually stood in it. Too powerful, too strong, too much, too aggressive. Partners who wanted our softness until we asked for emotional intimacy. Let's talk, let's figure this out. Let's get on the right page. And they didn't want to talk. How many of us learn to overperform in love, to overextend, overgive, overexplain, just to feel worthy? Their wounds, control, and inadequacy, which ain't got nothing to do with us. Ours, I have to earn love by proving I am not a burden to somebody who thinks everybody is a burden. But real love doesn't ask us to shrink. It holds space for our expansion. Even friends and family can reflect these wounds, unfortunately. We've all had a friend. You know, the friend who claps when you're struggling but goes quiet when we shine. Like, where's she at? Where's she? Why she can't come around now? Or the auntie who says, you've changed, like it's a bad thing to grow, to want to be healthier, to deal with my emotions, to want to have a better life. Or the cousin who only calls when they need something. We all have a family member that does that, or somebody close to us. It triggers that same old feeling. If I shine too bright, I will lose my place in their life. And we don't talk about this enough, but it is real. Sometimes it's not even a person, it's a situation, a system, a landlord, a job, some outside force that reminds us of being powerless again. And it sucks. We endure poor treatment, not because we're weak, but because we were trained to tolerate discomfort in our dysfunctional families. Because speaking up used to mean danger. Because survival felt safer than rebellion. But now we're reclaiming that rebellion. We're protecting our peace like we wish someone had protect ours. So here's the truth. We're reclaiming together. Every person who triggered us was a mirror. They weren't just hurting us, they were activating something unhealed in us. We used to think, why does this keep happening to me? But now we ask, what in me still believes that this toxic, dysfunctional stuff is normal? What part of me is ready to be seen, healed, and held? Say it with me. I am not too much. I was just too big for the box they thought they was gonna put me in. I no longer shrink to be safe. I no longer overgive to be chosen because I choose me. I no longer confuse love with endurance. How much pain I can endure. This is what it means to be powerful, to reclaim our truth, to rewrite that script, to look at the mirror and finally say, I see me and I choose me if nobody else wants to. If today's episode spoke to you, share it with your soul family, those who are healing right alongside you. And don't forget to like my video or leave a comment so more people like us can find their way back to themselves. This has been Powerfully You with Shareatha. Until next time, stay soft, stay strong, and stay rooted in the truth. You were never broken. You were born to break cycles. Thank you guys.